We're going to start in seated. Can I sit? Okay, so this morning, as you all know, the charity is the Guide Dogs Association, and it is a national charity. Most of their fundraising is charitable donations and fundraising events, so they have to make all the proceeds themselves. They don't charge anything for their services, and as a lot of you know, they're based in Cork. It is a national organisation, but a lot of the work happens in the centre in Cork. So another nice one to support. We've all seen a few people around Carrigaline, I'm sure, puppy walking, and it costs an awful lot of money just to raise one puppy. And they don't all make the grade either. So it's a great charity, and they're a great help to people. So we'll just enjoy the yoga and know we're doing something good for somebody else. So we're going to start in seated this morning. You can just relax your hands. Relax your shoulders. Drop your chin down towards your chest. So just let the weight of the head come down, stretching the back of the neck. And inhale, lift your head, look up. And drop your head. And lift it. And look straight ahead. So drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder, and again, just let the weight of the head come down. So take a few moments here, don't force it. Back to center and to the left. One more time, over to the right. And to the left. And back to center. Okay, we're going to close the eyes and we're just going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing, which is good for getting us focused for our class. So close your eyes and just breathe through both nostrils. A couple of deep breaths. Now, place your right index finger over your right nostril. Exhale fully through your left nostril. And then inhale and exhale 5 deep breaths on the left side. When you've taken the 5 breaths, release the right hand down and take 2 breaths through both nostrils. So other side, you're going to cover the left nostril. Exhale fully on the right side. And then inhale and exhale 5 times slowly. Again, once you've taken 5 breaths, release the hands down and just breathe through both nostrils. And open your eyes. So we're going to take the hands up, stretch up, and as you do, just lift up out of your waist, lengthen your spine. And then bring the hands in front of you, palms facing down. And we're going to stretch the arms forward, like you're trying to pull the arms nearly out of the sockets. And then retract them back into the sockets, to the shoulder socket, and stretch forward again. And retract, and again, stretch forward. Bring it back. And then bend the elbows. we're going to take it into a version of eagle arm. So take your right on top and left underneath. So you can just do it like this. You can bring the hands onto the shoulders, whichever suits you best. And we're going to start to make some circles. So circling around to the right. Come back to centre, stretch the arms out, and we'll cross the other side. So again, you can have the V shape, or you can have hands here, and then circle to your left. And come back to centre, shake the arms out, bring the arms out to the side, and then we'll just stretch over to each side. And come back to centre. So from here, swing your legs back. Bring your knees wide and your toes to touch, and sit back into a child pose. You can bring your hands under your forehead, or you can bring your hands in front. Coming forward now onto all fours. I have it covered, I can't do any more about it. Sorry about the rustling, it's the wind. I'll try and tug this down. The wind's going down my shirt. So we'll do a little bit of cat-cow. As you arch the back, draw the navel in, drop the head. And inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Inhale, lift. I just have to keep one hand on the microphone, sorry. And round. And come back down. Okay. Take your right leg back, lift the leg, bend the knee. So press the sole of your foot like you're pressing it up towards the sky and pulse it. Now try to take your left hand in front and straighten out your right leg. And then bring both down. So bring the left leg back, lift it up, bend the knee, sole of the foot up towards the sky as you pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now bring the right hand forward and straighten out the left leg. Use your core. And slowly down. Lovely. Okay, right leg back, left leg back. We'll come into plank. So stretch through the heels, press into the hands, and draw your navel in. And then come down onto the knees again. Bring the knees wide again and the toes to touch. Sweep your right hand up. Thread it underneath for thread the needle. And come down onto the right side of your face. Sweep the right arm up again into the twist and back again underneath. And then we'll come back onto all fours. So same thing on the other side. Sweep the left hand up. So don't skip the twist, get the nice twist, thread it underneath, come onto the left ear. And again, sweep it up. And thread it underneath. Coming right down onto the left side of the face. And coming up onto all fours. From here we'll curl the toes under and bring ourselves up into downward facing dog. Walking the feet in a little bit, spreading the fingers, releasing the head and the neck. Come up and down off your toes. And then take your right leg back, bring the knee in, right foot forward, drop to the left knee. Or you can stay in the runner's lunge with the back knee lifted, whichever suits. We'll sweep the arms up. And then we're going to bring the arms in front, right on top, left underneath. You can do the same thing as you did earlier, either the V shape or hands on shoulders. If you want to lift the back leg, you can. And then we're going to make a few little circles. Come back to center. Drop the hands down, and this time take your left hand to the mat and take your right hand up. Take your right hand on and step back into downward facing dog. Left leg back. Knee in. Left foot forward, come into the lunge. So again, you can stay down here on your knee or you can lift the back leg. We're going to bring the hands up again. Left on top. And make a few little circles. So if you need to, you can stay on the knee. Come back to center, drop the hands. Right hand down, left hand up. Take the left hand down and now step your right foot up to your left. Take the feet apart and just hang over your legs. Knees bent, holding the elbows, releasing the head and neck. Placing the hands to the hips, press into the feet, and we'll come up to a standing position. Feet nice and wide apart. Once again, inhale your arms up. Interlace the fingers, stretch up. And then bring the hands behind your head. Lovely. And we're going to start to bend the knees and make circles. Bend right into the knees. And reverse it. And coming back to center once again. So you can keep the knees slightly soft as you stretch over to your right. And back up. And to the left. And up. One more time to each side. And slowly coming back up. Release the hands down. Roll the shoulders a few times. Shake the hands. Okay, we're going to try a little bit of just very gentle balancing now. So start with just rocking from the heels to the toes. And I'm aware it's more difficult to balance on the lumpy ground, so don't worry about it. So now see if you can bring the arms into it, bring them up to shoulder level, come up onto the toes, and come back down. And again, inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, inhale up, and exhale down. It's definitely more difficult. Come to the top of your mats, and you can keep the feet at the moment still hip distance apart. We're going to inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers, stretch up. So draw the navel in, press into the feet, lift up on the knees and the thighs. And then as you release your hands down, bring them back into what we call airplane arms, bend your knees and fall forward. Drop the hands to the ground, bring them to your hips. Press into the feet and we'll come all the way up. And once again, we'll stretch the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers, draw the navel in. And release your hands back to the heart center and we'll come to stand in Tadasana. So now you can take your feet together. Big toes to touch, bit of space between the heels. Close your eyes and begin your Ujjayi breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Now bring the hands down by your side. Inhale, take your palms out, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, stepping back to plank. Dropping to the knees, to the chest, to the chin. Come all the way down to the mat and bring yourself up into a low cobra. So pause in cobra, press into the arms, spread the fingers, press into the feet. The grass is definitely nice and soft under our bodies, isn't it? It's nice when you come down onto it. Lower down, bring the hands under the shoulders, push back up onto all fours. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. So release your head and neck, spread your fingers. And if you want to still work the legs, bending and straightening, you can. Exhale fully, inhale, look forward, step the right and the left foot up. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana. And inhale, take the arms out, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin, or you can take chaturanga this time. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Roll over the toes into a downward facing dog. Take your right leg back. Bring the knee in. Bring the right foot forward and flatten the left foot. Sweep your arms up, warrior one. Bring the arms down and you're going to take it into a warrior two. So just turn this direction. I'll leave you where you are. You know the drill. Sinking into the right thigh. And now dropping the left hand and taking the right hand over your head to reverse it. Peaceful warrior. Sweep the left arm up. Exhale both hands to the mat and step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over the toes to downward dog. Left leg back. Knee in. Left foot forward. Swivel the right heel in and we'll come up. Sweep the arms up, warrior one. Open the arms into warrior two. Lovely. Sinking into that left thigh. Dropping the shoulders. Drop your right hand back at the thigh or lower back. Left palm over your head. Sweep the right arm up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over the toes to downward dog or take a child pose. And just breathing here now. Exhale fully, inhale, look forward. Step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look out, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling back into Tadasana. So we're going to go for one more. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over your toes to a downward dog. Right leg back. Knee in. Right foot forward, swivel the left heel in and we'll come up. So take your time. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Bend the elbows. Take your left hand on top and right underneath. So you can just take the arms like so again, or you can come into full eagle arms this time if you like. And then we're going to fold forward and then lift it up and fold forward. Lift it up. Release the hands. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Step your left foot in and lift your left heel. And again, we're going to take it into a twist, sweeping the right arm up. So left hand to the ground, right hand up. That's it, lovely. Right hand down, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over the toes to a downward dog. Left leg back. Knee in, left foot forward. Swivel your right heel in and come up. Sweep the arms up, warrior one. Bend the elbows. This time right arm on top, left underneath, so you can have the V shape or come into full eagle arms. Rounding your back, bring the elbows down. And inhale, lift. And exhale, round. And inhale, lift. Release the hands, bring the fingertips to the mat. Step your right foot in and lift your right heel. So your right hand stays down and the left arm comes up. Take the left hand down and step to plank. Dropping, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over your toes. Downward dog or child pose now for 5 nice long breaths. Exhale, fully inhale, look forward. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling back into Tadasana. So just standing at the top of your mat now. If anybody needs a drink of water or just to take a few breaths. Which side do you want me to go to? This side? So just take a moment with the eyes closed. And you know, while we're outside, it's nice to appreciate being in nature. The sun is lovely and warm this morning. Okay, there's a little bit of a wind, which is nice. And just noticing the sounds and the trees and what they've done with this lovely park here, even what's here behind me. So it's nice to just appreciate what's around us as well. So when you're ready, I am going to step over here and we're going to step wide on your mats. Can everybody still hear me here? Yeah. Okay. Take the feet nice and wide. Turn the right foot out and the left foot in. Inhale the arms up. And as you extend over your right, take the right hand down and the left hand up. Now you can keep your left hand here with the palm facing me, or you can turn the palm away and you can reach around behind your back. So you can either place the hand on your hip, you can bring it to the middle of your back, or some of you might be able to creep those fingers around to the top of your right thigh. You can have a little bend on your right knee if you need it. And now taking your left hand back onto your hip, press into your right foot, come up, and take your right hand over your head. And then bring the right hand to the hip, turn both feet forward, and we'll go to the other side. So left foot out, right foot in. Give yourself a nice width. Now here it's easier on the back. Inhale, arms up. Extend to the left now, left hand down and right hand up. Bending that left knee if you need to. Keeping the right hand where it is, or turn the palm away, hand to hip, behind the back, or creeping around towards your thigh. Right hand to the hip, Press into the left foot, come up, and sweep the left arm up and over. And then left hand to the hip, turn both feet forward. Take your feet in just a little bit. So we're going to come into goddess pose, so heels in and toes out. Bend the knees, encourage the knees over the feet. Maybe just bring the hands to the inner thighs initially. Tilt your pelvis slightly forward, and then bring the hands to heart center. And then we'll bring the hands, thumb and first finger together. Open your chest, sink low, but lift the upper body. Now just bring your hands back onto your hips to help your balance and start to lift one heel at a time. Maybe you can lift both heels and get your balance here. And lower the heels, straighten the knees. Inhale your arms up for star pose. So in star pose again, we're going to try coming up onto the toes. See if you can find your balance here. It's tricky, I know. Actually, it's much trickier here than it is indoors. Last breath, heels down, arms down. Take the feet a little wider again now and turn the big toes in and the heels out. Hands on the hips. Inhale your arms out and then start to fold forward. You can bring the hands down onto the legs, anywhere they'll reach. Maybe the big toes for some of you. Hooking the first two fingers around the big toes, bend the elbows and fold. Inhale, lift your head but stay down. Release the hands and walk the feet in a little closer. So maybe about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Bring them in, yeah, a good bit further. Bend the knees now and just fold forward again. This time you can take the hands down onto the floor or the mat, or you can take them onto your ankles. And again, just fold forward, drop the head. Now bring your hands to your hips, press into your feet, and we'll slowly come up to standing. So you can walk the feet back together for a moment, maybe stretch the legs. And we're going to try a little bit of simple balancing. If anybody wants to move, you'd have to move to some of the trees if you want something to hold on to. These little trees are not very strong. So we'll just try a simple balancing. So stepping over onto your left foot. Bend your right knee. Hug your right knee up and take your left hand out. So we'll just stay here now. If you want to, you can open that leg out to the side. Bring it back to center. Maybe hug with two hands, hug it a little higher. Slightly bend your standing leg. And release. Stretch the legs. It is much trickier on the grass because you can hit a little lump or a bump. So over onto the right foot, bend the left knee, and again just hug that left knee up and take your right hand out. Try slightly bending the standing leg, it will help. If you want to open it out to the side, give it a go. Back to center, try the two hands, lift it up a little higher if you can. Again, try bending the standing leg and release. Shake out, and I'm going to come back to the... Everybody okay? Everything is different outside, isn't it? All the things that we normally think are fine, but that's part of it. So come to the top of your mats and take your feet hip distance apart. Hands on the hips, bend the knees. Inhale the arms up. Arms in front, and again we're going to come into those eagle arms. So you can take the right on top, left underneath, so the V, the hands on the shoulders, or the full eagle arms. Drop your hips as low as you can. Weight into your heels now. And then we'll stretch up, take the arms up again. Bend the knees. This time we're going to bring the left on top, right underneath. Sinking down again, weight into the heels. And then release your hands to the mat. Step yourself back into a downward facing dog. Walk the feet out, so bending and straightening your knees. And then you can drop to your knees. Take the knees wide, toes to touch. Take your child pose and breathe. And now from here, slide forward onto your tummies. Bring your hands one on top of the other and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Stretching the legs back and pressing into the tops of your feet. Lift your head. Bring your hands in front. Now we're going to come up into low cobra. So stay on the forearms. Spread the fingers. Press into the feet and lift. Slowly lower down. Bring the hands in front again, one on top of the other. And we're just going to lift the right leg. So it won't come up very high, that's okay. And bring it down. And then the left leg. And bring it down. Lower your head to the back of your hands again. Let your feet flop now, so the toes in and the heels out. And if you want to, you can let your head turn to one side. Lifting your head, we're going to repeat cobra, so bring the hands in front. So this time, you can stay here where you are. You can bring the hands further back under the shoulders and tuck the elbows in to come up into a higher cobra. So whichever version you prefer or your back prefers, go with that this morning. Lower down. Push back up and come through child pose again, knees wide, toes touching. Lift up and walk the hands back towards the knees. Roll over onto your side and stretch the legs out in front. So come to sit in your Dandasana, drawing the toes towards you, rolling the shoulders back and down and pressing your fingertips or palms into the earth as you lift up. So just feel that nice lift in the body, navel drawn in, legs are active so the toes are moving back towards you, and breathe. And when you're ready, inhale both arms up, bend the knees and fall forward. So again, you take hold of anywhere that you can, whatever is accessible to you. Inhale to lift, and then bend your elbows, drop your chest, look to your toes. Slowly walking the hands back up. Bend your knees and take your feet nice and wide apart. You can just bring your hands beside you or behind you to support you, maybe even a little behind. And we're going to let the legs go like windshield wipers from side to side. Now this time, as the right leg comes down, leave it down. See if you can tuck the left leg back. for deer pose. Now, if this isn't suitable for you, stay with 2 legs like so. So anybody who's not doing deer pose, you can just stay with the legs like so. It doesn't really matter. And we're going to take a twist to the right. So we're taking the right hand behind and the left hand onto the right shoulder, and we're twisting. Coming back to the front. Bring the legs up, and again we'll just do a little bit of side to side, so hands behind if we don't blow away, and just let the legs go from side to side. This time let the left leg fall down, take the right leg back, tuck it in, or again 2 knees just bent, feet on the mat. Left hand behind, right hand onto the left shoulder and twist. And then slowly coming back to the front, release the arms, stretch the legs out once again. Now this time, bring your hands behind you, point the toes away, and as you press into the hands, lift the chest. You can keep the chin down or you can look up. Just getting that nice arch in the back. And slowly release. So take your feet as wide as you can. Now draw the buttock flesh back behind you, or even if you have something to sit onto it. Flex your feet. So we're bringing the toes upwards. Doesn't matter how wide the legs are, you just want the feet flexed. And you want to be sitting forward, feel you're sitting on the sitting bones. Bring your fingertips beside you. And again, we're just going to stretch over from side to side. And come back to center. Now bring the hands onto the legs and just let them slide down the legs and let yourself come forward as much or as little as you can. You can always bend the knees a little bit here if you need to. Again, just release, look out, maybe beyond you onto the grass. And then slide the hands back up. And we'll bring the legs together. If you want to give the legs a little shake out, you can. Now bend the knees. Roll back onto your elbows. So you can bring the legs just to here if you like, and you can just tap each toe. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more with your core, straighten the legs and start to lift and lower one leg at a time. Keep the chin tucked in and try and do this slowly. It's actually more difficult to slow it down, but it's more effective. One more each side if you can. Bend the knees, bring yourself back up. And now we're going to roll down onto our back. So whatever way you like, bring yourself all the way down into your back and hug your knees in. Bring the legs up, bend the knees. Take the outsides of the feet or the ankles for happy baby pose. So it's like you're trying to plug your knees into your armpits as you rock from side to side. And now see if you can straighten the legs up or semi-straighten them even. Hold on to wherever you can hold on to. Might be ankles, calves or big toes. And again, we'll bring the legs in and then open them out. And in and out. Bring the legs back together. Bring your hands back down onto your mat. Bring your feet slightly apart now and start to make some ankle circles. And reverse it. Now bring both feet together and start to circle from the base of the spine, rolling around on the back of the hips. And then change the direction. Coming back to center. Bend your knees, hug them in, and place the feet on the floor with the knees still bent. Now bring your right leg up into the air. Bend the knee, bring the right foot above your left knee and let the right knee drift out to the right. Now we'll cross the right leg over the left. Lift the feet, if you can, off the mat. So you're in eagle legs. Bring the arms up, bend the elbows. Bring your left arm on top and right underneath. So either the V shape or eagle arms. And if you can, bring the elbows and the knees towards each other, but keep your head on the mat. So just move the elbows and the knees towards each other, nice and slowly. Now slowly release your arms back and take them out nice and wide. Bring your feet back onto the mat. And then just shifting the hips to the right, roll over onto your left side. So if possible, the legs are still wrapped. Rolling back onto your back, uncross your legs. Take your left leg up into the air. Bend the knee and take the left foot above the right knee. So we'll stay here in figure 4, just letting the hip release. And now cross your left leg over your right. Lift the feet. Bring the arms up, bend the elbows. And this time the right arm is on top, left underneath. Keeping your head on the mat. Start to move in and out. So they don't have to touch, but moving the knees and the elbows towards each other and away. And now release the arms out nice and wide. Bring the feet back to the mat. Shift your hips to the left and drop the knees to the right. Again, the legs are wrapped one over the other if possible. Roll back onto your back, uncross your legs. Hug your knees into you and just make a few little circles at the base of the spine. And then bring the feet back to the mat, straighten out the legs. Take your feet the width of your mat. Take your arms overhead and take them wide. Draw the navel in and just stretch the body out. It should feel nice now, with a bit of cushioning under the body. And that sun is lovely and warm when the wind dies down. Bring the arms back down, bend the knees, hug the knees into you. Roll to one side. Pick yourselves up. So we're going to come into Shavasana. If anybody prefers to sit, that's okay if you're, if you don't want to lie down. But if you're comfortable to lie down, maybe you have a blanket, maybe you want to put something under your head, just make yourselves comfortable now for Shavasana. So settling down, closing your eyes, and when you're outdoors, it's nice again to be aware of your surroundings. Just the feel of the earth beneath your body, absorbing the weight of your body now. So let the body go, let yourself completely relax. Feeling the breeze moving over your skin and the warmth of the sun. Aware of the sounds in the background, the trees and the wind, and maybe even more distantly the traffic. They're all just background, and bring your awareness now inwards, just you on your mat connected to the earth. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then inhaling all the way down into your belly, into your rib cage and into your chest. And take a pause at the top of the inhale. And then slowly exhale all the way down to the base of the abdomen. And at the end of your exhale, gently draw the navel back towards the spine. And again, inhale to the belly, to the rib cage, to the chest, and pause. Exhale all the way down. Draw the navel gently back towards the spine to create a natural pause. And then continue inhaling and exhaling in your own time. And finally, just let go now of the breath. Let it become quiet and easy. As you relax your scalp, the top of your head, the back of your head, the back of your neck. Relax your forehead and all the facial muscles. Relax your jaw, your chin, your throat, your collarbones, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, palms, backs of the hands, and into your fingertips. Relax your chest, rib cage, abdomen and lower abdomen. Your upper back, middle back, and lower back. Relax your pelvis, your thighs, knees, shins and calves, ankles, heels, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, and into the toes. Just let your whole body relax here. Again, you can be aware of the sounds around you, but aware that nothing else concerns you at the moment. Just you and your relaxed body on your mat. Beginning to let your awareness come back to your body, starting to move your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Let your head fall gently from side to side. Tuning in now to what's going on around you. Hug your knees into you. And in your own time, roll yourself onto your side. As you come onto your side, you can open your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. And whenever you feel ready, bring yourself to seated. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Namaste. So thank you for coming this morning and for supporting the Guide Dogs for the Blind. It's much appreciated. So hopefully we'll see you next week. The next week's charity is Helpful Steps. And at the moment they're trying to raise, I don't know if you've seen these exoskeletons which help people who are wheelchair bound to be upright, you know, for a certain amount of time, which is hugely beneficial for them. And they're very expensive. So one of them needs to be replaced at the moment. So that's another very good charity. So again, thank you for supporting the Guide Dogs for the Blind, and hopefully see some of you next week. So have a good week. Enjoy the weekend. I think we're going to get a nice sunny weekend, and talk to you all soon. Thanks, everyone.